Want to take just a moment to talk about who Elon Musk is from firsthand accounts. And by extension, who all billionaires are. And for that matter, who the rich and the powerful, including politicians in our country, in the United States, are. Oh, what the hell? Let's extend it even farther. The rich and the powerful throughout the world. Who they are. They're people who do not have an understanding of what our lives are like. They don't know what challenges face us. They don't have solutions for those challenges, and odds are they're not particularly interested in fixing our problems because they do not share them. If you ever see somebody talking about a billionaire running for office, and they're talking about the fact that they're a billionaire as something in their favor as opposed to a count against them being elected, bring up Elon Musk and Pop-Tarts. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is an excerpt. I don't know how to say that from a book called Liftoff. Elon Musk and the Desperate Early Days That Launched SpaceX. It's by Eric Berger. He talks about Elon Musk's experience with Pop-Tarts. You see, you and I are most likely familiar with the general concept. And at the very least, if it was the first time we ever had Pop-Tarts, we might think maybe you should put these things in vertically. Spoiler alert. Here's the excerpt. Elon comes down, says Berger, and he walks over, quoting somebody else, and he walks over to the breakfast bar and he picks up a package of Pop-Tarts, Thompson said. And the funniest thing to me was the fact that most of us take Pop-Tarts for granted. He was transfixed. This was like a scene out of 2001: A Space Odyssey when the apes examined the monolith. It was clearly the most fascinating thing he had seen that morning, the Pop-Tarts. Eventually, Musk realized that the Pop-Tarts were best enjoyed toasted. So he opened a package and put 2 of them into the toaster, Thompson said. Only Musk made the rookie mistake of inserting the pastries horizontally rather than vertically. When they popped back up, he had to stick his fingers into the toaster to grab his breakfast. This was a problem, and at about 6 in the morning, Musk proceeded to scream at full volume, "It burns! It burns!" 2 older ladies at the front desk nearby watched in mortified silence. What does this tell us about Elon Musk? Well, first of all, the man's not terribly bright. At the very least, he is not brighter than you and me. We need to accept that. More willing to steal money from people that are actually productive, legally. This is legal theft. More willing to cut unfair deals. If somebody works for him, he will take as much of that person's productivity as he can without compensating them for it. So that differentiates Musk from you and me. But he's not smarter. He cannot look at Pop-Tarts sitting horizontally in the toaster and think ahead about 60 seconds to when he will have to retrieve those Pop-Tarts, to what condition he might have to deal with to retrieve the Pop-Tarts. You know, even when you and I are being dumb, we might put a fork in the toaster. If we're being clever, we'll unplug the thing, then put a fork in the toaster, try to retrieve them if they happen to fall over accidentally. But he intentionally put them in sideways because he's not terribly bright. In addition, and you know what? Let's just say maybe he was worried about the cook. He didn't want the top to be less cooked than the bottom or more cooked, whatever he was thinking. Fine. More alarming to me is the fact that this guy had not dealt with Pop-Tarts by the time he had SpaceX, the company, and made Pop-Tarts. Good God, how long have these things been around? My whole life, certainly. It's a pretty normal food for regular people to have encountered. Even if you're at a hotel, you don't buy them yourself, but you're at a hotel. The kinds of hotels we stay at tend to offer Pop-Tarts as part of their breakfast options, their continental breakfasts. The kinds of hotels Elon Musk stays at have rooms that are made entirely of ice, or they have room service that consists of multiple people bringing you treats already prepared. They're the kinds of things where he doesn't need to present ID upon arrival. He has a team handle that. And he doesn't need to talk about the bill with any gross workers. That's all arranged for him. Those are the kinds of places Elon Musk stays. Elon Musk has absolutely no idea how normal people live. It doesn't surprise me that he's lonely, because he has chosen to live in a different planet than the rest of us. Elon Musk should not have been allowed to purchase Twitter and turn it into a right-wing hellhole, as he did. We need more protections against billionaires interfering with our lives. And if you want, and the remedy for that, by the way, voting blue in 2024. And specifically voting for progressives. You got to vote in the primaries. You need to get non-centrist Dems, because in this case, the centrist Dems are as bad as Republicans. Sorry, Benny Ladd, I didn't mean that. They're as BAD as Republicans. That's what neoliberalism is. It's bending the knee to successful capitalists as though they are royalty. And oh, hey, by the way, most successful capitalists, much like Elon and his parents' emerald mine, they inherit their fortunes. Sometimes they grow it. Good for them. They inherit wealth. So neoliberalism is simply a return to royalty with extra steps. Vote for progressives in 2024. That's how you deal with this. Primaries are coming up sooner than you might think. Check the link in the description. They will prepare you for when your primaries are. Get us some real progressives. And then once we have them, let's put in protections that keep people who don't live in the same world as the rest of us from dictating how we are going to live. We want to go as far as making a few government-sponsored social media sites. I think that's probably a good idea. But the only unacceptable path forward is to keep putting our fates in the hands of people that have never seen a Pop-Tart before.